Welcome, people, to my new show, which is called Fans View. And this is episode 1. And I thought it's only right that we start the first show with Liverpool. So it's episode 1, edition Liverpool, and I have two of the most annoying Liverpool fans that I know.
With my LTM.
Wow. So I'm Semps. Those of you that are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And if you enjoy this podcast, please hit the like button. And I'm Semps, but I'm here with the guys today. First of all, I have my man over there, Mr. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Ian Rubin, aka WildTM, aka Liverpool fan, Liverpool. Happy days.
And then to his left, we have
Mr. Psycho, representing the Liverpool as well.
I don't know what I've let myself in for, people. I don't know what I've let myself in for. For those of you that are familiar with my Everyone's a pundit episode on series, we just sort of bounce between topic and topic, team to team. So I wanted something that focuses on one particular team. And that's why I thought of doing this. And I thought it's only right that we start with the league leaders. Now, some people know that I'm not, when it comes to football, I'm an honest football fan.
Very true.
I do hate Liverpool though.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I do hate Liverpool. But they are the league leaders. So we're here today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so just to get a feel for the type of guests that I have on the show today, are you going to win the league, guys? Let me see what type of Liverpool fans I have here.
Listen, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Yes.
Yes!
We are going to win the league.
Dash.
We're 25 points clear now. I can't see anyone else catching up with us or us losing 6 games. We've got 6 games to go. We've got
It's 5. It's 5 now.
5, sorry.
Five.
So it's like West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace.
No, your next 2 games actually are, what is it?
West Ham.
West Ham is one of them.
Yeah.
And who is it? I've got it here somewhere. Yeah, that's it. It's West Ham and Watford.
Watford,
so home
that's
to
it,
West
that's
Ham
right.
and home to West Ham and away to Watford.
Correct. Can't see us losing those games, I'm afraid. Watford might give us a tricky one, but with the defence we've got regarding Van Dijk at the back, I just can't see us losing a game this season. And obviously, world-class keeper in Addison as well. He's just excelled from last season. Unbelievable.
So
player.
That's got Bournemouth as well.
And Bournemouth.
And Bournemouth. Okay.
So what is it? West Ham, Watford,
Yeah.
Bournemouth. Is Man City the 5th game out of
Well,
the?
we've got Everton.
Everton.
So we
Then
can win
Man
it
City.
at Everton.
Yes.
You can win it at Everton.
Yeah, then Crystal Palace and City.
Oh, okay. Alright, so it's a wrap then. You can win it before you even play City.
Yeah, but
We
depends.
can win it
City
without
could
kicking
lose
the ball.
games.
We can win it without
Oh,
kicking
there
the
you
ball.
go. Yeah.
City
City.
could lose.
Yeah.
He's shrugging his shoulders, ladies and gentlemen. You'll probably be able to see he's very, very confident.
Very
What
confident.
you saying, Si?
Yes, I'm confident, but I'm still trying to keep grounded.
Don't try and do a Henderson and Mane scenario now, like what we saw yesterday.
Let it
We're,
all
we're
out, let it
recording.
all
We're
out.
recording this on Sunday morning, so it's a day after Liverpool won 1-0 away to Norwich, and we saw the interview with Mane and Henderson at the end, where Mane was basically wanted to talk the talk. Henderson was standing over his shoulder like a big brother, like no, one game at a time, one game at a time.
Calm.
So we've got Ian over here, Rubes, WowTM that says, wow, we are going to win the league. And
Yes,
inside you're trying to be on the fence. You're trying to do them fence, man.
No, I think we should win it. We should win it.
Come on.
It's just one game at a time.
We've got this, all right? We're not gonna lose.
Tell it.
I'm sorry.
You know you've got this. Stop trying.
Can I just say something, right? I booked my parade tickets already 2 months ago. That's how confident I thought Liverpool would be.
Yeah, but let's
Let's talk about last season.
touch on that. Let's touch on that. Haven't you done this before?
No comment.
Haven't you done this before and you couldn't even cancel your hotel in the end, did you?
No, I did cancel my hotel.
Oh.
I had basically the
You went
game
down there,
when
no
Gerrard.
celebration.
No.
Just looking around.
Anyway, that's history.
Yeah.
This is present now, and I've booked my tickets and my hotel. Anyone got anything to say? No.
To be fair, when it doesn't work, he comes out with egg on his face because
Yeah.
last season he got roasted.
No, it was 2 seasons ago. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you're
When
right.
Gerrard
It was-
slipped.
Oh, it's when he slipped.
it's Gerrard
Yes, that's
slipped.
when it
Yes,
was.
it
You're
was.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he got roasted,
I did.
boy.
I did. I
But
remember.
this season it's worked out for him because you ain't even got your stuff sorted yet, have you, Si?
No, I haven't. But I will.
You have to get it sorted. Don't
You're
worry.
probably leaving it late now. I don't think you're going to be able to find accommodation now. Is there accommodation still available?
Well, there is, but prices have gone up now
That's fine.
by triple. Like for instance,
Talking to the mic, Ruth.
apartment itself, you're looking about. I'm promising you about 500 quid just for 2 nights.
Okay.
See, this is the thing, and a lot of the Liverpool fans I know, I've spoken to them. They ain't got their stuff patterned up like what Rubes has got.
I'm prepared, always prepared for time.
I guess
You're
like
kicking
I
yourself now,
said,
innit?
I am. But
So that might
I'll
be-
make it happen.
You know, that's going to be a bit of smoke that I'm going to throw back because I know these men are going to be getting on to me. Ruben at the moment's bulletproof, so I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm going to say to him. But you, I'm going to be like, are you even going to the parade though? Are you even staying up there? Are you even partying?
You should wear a shirt.
Nah.
Take a picture.
Nah. If someone had made a bet with me in the beginning, then and I'd have lost, then I'd have done it. But nah.
If we win the Champions League, then wear a shirt.
No, I'm not doing no bet now. Don't be silly. The beginning of the season, maybe I would have been stupid enough to do it. But now, my betting days are over. Man United are on some joke thing. You won't see me betting again for a while.
Man, who? Sorry? Oh, sorry.
If we get Poch, actually, I might be.
I don't think you're gonna get him now.
Anyway, we're not here to
We're
talk
not here
about.
to
We're not here to talk about
about
Man United. Yeah.
This is the
yeah.
Liverpool show
That's
today.
right. That's right.
That's a great opportunity to talk to Simple, you know, about.
But you know what? On a real though, you lot,
Mm.
you know what? It's a record. You're 25 points clear at the top now,
Yeah.
and it's only the 16th of February that we're recording this. You know, it's, when you watch a game like against Liverpool, against Norwich yesterday,
Mm.
how is it the emotional side for a Liverpool fan at the moment? So are you expecting to just win, or are you still like nervous and a little bit anxious at what's happening during the game?
No, I think nerves is completely gone now, to be honest. But from my perspective, I genuinely believe it's a case that I know we're not going to lose.
Yes,
I mean,
right.
it's a bit overconfident at times, but I was like, we're not going to lose. But will we win? I'm still
Okay.
sometimes on the fence.
All right. Root?
Every time we go out there, I just feel that we're not going to lose with our defence. Like I said before, Gomez has come on strong
Strong.
since his injury. Hard for Matic to get back in the team, I'm afraid. And obviously Van Dijk, he's just solid, cool and composed. He just plays like it's just playground football, like it's nothing to him. Alisson, you've got a world-class keeper. He's
Best keeper in the world.
Yeah, best keeper in the world.
Hands down.
As you saw,
Yeah.
the example yesterday with him, Pukki, and who was the other player with
I
him?
can't remember who
I
it
can't
was,
re-
but
Hanley, I think it
Can't
was.
remember, but the way he timed it so correctly,
Composed.
put his hand out, and it was just brilliant. Because I thought it was a goal. I thought they were going to score.
so you think that he's the best keeper in the world?
100%.
100%.
100%.
100%.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. I saw him
To
at
be
the
honest,
Spurs game
yeah.
with my own eyes,
Mm.
and he made things look
Easy.
simplistic. Yeah.
Easy.
People putting their foot through the ball,
Mm.
and he was just catching it like
Yeah.
it was nothing. And I was like, that's the difference.
How much do you think confidence plays in that though? Because obviously he's playing in a team at the moment now which are as high as you can be now on confidence.
That's right.
Because I don't think we saw this type of Alisson before, even last season when you lot was doing. I don't think we saw this where you can literally say he's the best in the world, hands down, 100%. Do you think that the confidence is adding a little extra, and is he better than your Edisons and some of the other top keepers?
Basically, we had winning the Champions League last season. That has put our confidence up sky high. We needed to win something. At that time when we weren't winning anything, or
Because you was losing finals on
Yeah,
a regular as well, isn't it?
all we needed is that first cup for Klopp, and that confidence will keep coming, which it has. Which we've won the World Cup,
Super Cup.
the best team in the world. Let me just mention that at a moment, and we're on course to do the treble itself because we're still in the FA Cup, still got the Champions League, and we're still obviously going out.
So let's touch on that because that is a question that I wanted to ask you guys today. How far can this Liverpool team go now? Because the league is won,
Yes.
done and dusted.
Mhm.
Can you lot go and do the treble, do the double?
I think if we can win this league early, I think naturally we'll put all our eggs into the Champions League, probably FA Cup as well.
Yes.
But that's my slight fear in terms. I think once we win, if we do win, I think we will just take our foot off the gas naturally. Like psychologically, it'll be like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
we've done it.
But is that a bad thing? Because I mentioned this to a few people before that's why I don't think that you will go this season unbeaten, because you're going to win the league so early, and then you're going to have the Champions League and the FA Cup. It's funny because I think that Klopp actually tried to just come out of the FA Cup, and you keep winning.
Yeah.
So now you're in it at the latter stages, or coming to the latter stages. It'll be a thing where, boy, we've won the league. Why do we need to play a strong team in the league now when we've got these other competitions? And then that may, because who really cares about going the season unbeaten? Do you two really care about that?
Not really.
I do.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Is it?
Because at this time that we're so far forward now into the league, why not just try and go unbeaten? There's how many games now? There's 14 games now or something?
Yeah, but what would you rather, go unbeaten or win another cup?
Yeah, win another cup for me. I'd rather that.
Okay, win another cup, yeah.
Don't become an Arsenal man, you know, like them, like just holding on to this invincible thing for like 20 odd years.
No. But it would be nice for us to go unbeaten. You know, take off Arsenal's.
Or at least beat the 49, which was
Yeah.
6 more games.
6 more
to beat
games,
that.
yeah.
I think at least beat that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've always said it. I think Liverpool have always been a team. We've always been difficult to beat. We don't really lose many games.
No.
We keep drawing. That was always our issue in the
That's
past.
right, correct.
You know, we've never had issues with losing.
Well, that's the thing as well, though, as you say, about the unbeaten run. You're on your longest unbeaten run ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's 43 games on the bounce.
So for
right.
3 years at Anfield.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've won 38 and drawn 5.
Wow.
Won 38 and drawn 5. Arsenal, with their record of 49, they won 36 and drew 13.
Oh,
So in a way, obviously you haven't got to the 49 yet, but already to me that's a better record.
yeah, of course it is. We've won
100%.
more games than Arsenal in the unbeaten one. Do you know what I mean? So.
So you think that you reckon you got 7? I think it's 7 games left to 6 to equal, 7 to beat.
It's only Man City that will at the Etihad, that the game that we got against them.
So is that the 7th game?
That is the.
I think that's the 7th
I
one
think
from what we
it's-
was looking
that
at
is the seventh
before.
game, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I think that's the 7th one.
Let me check.
I think it's
the 6th game.
It's the
6th one. Ooh. So that's to equal.
Oh wow.
And it's just like Arsenal, because their run ended at Man United, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's the only team we've lost against was City.
City,
Isn't it? Last
yeah.
year, January.
That's
yeah.
right. So when we
Long
got 7
time
points
ago,
clear,
boy.
very long time. Can't
That's the
remember.
last time you have lost a game.
It's just unbelievable. I think Klopp, once we do lose, I think Klopp will forget to answer questions of how we've lost, and you know, because it's just been a great ride, and it's been amazing.
But I think that's my fear in terms of, I think it's inevitable we will lose at some point. But I do think we could get a bit wobbly after that first loss, after not losing for so long.
I don't know about that. The confidence that Klopp has put into the players, if we do lose a game, he will just bring them back up.
That's true.
I
In the
can't-
grand scheme of things,
yeah.
what's one loss?
Exactly.
What's one loss other than the fact that you probably want to go and catch Arsenal's record of 49 or 50? You want to get to 50, really.
Of course,
isn't it?
indeed. Because I don't think, if we do pass it, I don't think anyone will ever
I don't
do
think so.
it again.
Not for another 20 or 30
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So how has it been? 30 years.
30 years
30
of pain.
years.
Of pain.
So you lot can help me out, because you are my friends.
Mhm.
So maybe you can help me, because if I go through 30 years, I don't want to end up depressed. Yeah. So you lot can help me. How do you manage 30 years of not winning the league?
Winning a few cups here and there.
Yeah, it takes the edge off.
It takes
So
the
in Champions League, we've got 2 Champions League in our lifetime.
Yeah, correct.
And having
3
a few-
finals.
Yeah, quite a lot of finals as well.
Yeah.
Don't matter getting to finals. Nobody remembers Man United getting to the FA Cup
Yeah,
final a couple of seasons ago.
I think what hurts is when Man United win.
Yes.
And have been winning.
That's
That's when it really hurt.
You know what? I actually watched Redmen TV yesterday for the first time.
Okay, they're alright then.
Because I thought, let me try and, obviously I've got Liverpool man them on here, let me try and understand how these Liverpool men work.
Yeah.
And he's mentioning Man United in your videos, and I'm thinking, what are you mentioning us for? So I can actually see now how the pain that has been when you see Man United winning.
Yeah,
Because this is the pain that I'm going to feel this season,
Yeah.
watching you lot win.
The rivalry between us two is intense. It always has been intense. You know, Alex Ferguson days. They just, you know, I just hated Man United winning. I hated it. I hated it with passion.
When we lost today, especially because most of the time we've always been the dominant force, and
Yes.
somehow United has somehow beaten us. It's almost affecting my relationship.
Yes.
I don't want to talk to no one.
Yes.
I call in sick.
Yeah, I don't want to go work. You know, my wife. I don't want to talk to my kid. But you know,
Yeah, that's why now I spot the signs when you man are trolling me still. Before I was like, now I don't bite. I'm not biting anymore. I recognise it because I know the pain and how you lot feel it.
yeah, correct.
So this has all been down to one man, Jurgen Klopp.
Yes.
How good is Jurgen Klopp, guys?
Unbelievable.
He's special.
Yes,
Very special. I mean, I listened to Jamie Carragher's podcast, and you sort of hear like Henderson talk about him, and he's just like, they all just believe in Klopp. Like
It's
Klopp
like a
says
father
jump,
figure.
yeah.
You know, that's what it is. It's like a father.
they're all in 100.
That's
There's
right.
there's no chink in our armour. Even Shaqiri, you can tell he's not really maybe happy, but you don't hear anything.
No,
It's just a happy camp.
it is a happy camp because you know.
And that's something I want to touch on afterwards about that, actually, about Shaqiri and players. But Klopp, the best that's been at Anfield, best manager that's been at
Well,
Anfield.
wins the league and be a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he
Hands down.
to be honest with you, he needs to win another league. I know obviously he'll be a legend no matter what this season, but if he was to do the treble this season, he would be classed as one of the greatest managers.
That'd be better than who he is.
Yes, exactly. Better because obviously the cup, he won the UEFA Cup, FA Cup, and
League Cup.
League Cup. So winning the league, the FA Cup, and the Champions League itself surpasses Williams. He will be the ultimate.
I think the one thing that I like about Klopp, because I always talk to people about the system that Liverpool play. So I think Klopp is a genius for one at creating a system that's so effective. But also two, what I admire about him, there's some things I don't like about him, but what I do admire is the fact that he's been able to go out and buy players that fit in the system.
That's right.
That are not necessarily your
Superstars.
world beaters.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe has been probably his biggest achievement since arriving. Because you've got players like Wijnaldum,
Yes.
who if
Relegated.
relegated, that's it. So he was relegated
Yeah.
with Newcastle. Who would have thought to go and bring somebody
There you
like
go.
him?
Exactly.
I remember
Robertson.
we was looking at Mane at one point, and United fans were still not really convinced. Robertson, for example, as
Bargain
well.
from Hull,
8
8
million
million.
relegated.
Exactly.
It's a joke. Trent come through the ranks, right?
There you
And then when he has gone and spent, he waited and then he spent money on Van Dijk,
That's
which
it.
we all believed was a joke at the time.
Everyone thought it was a joke.
And I'm sure Liverpool fans did as well. Don't
No,
get
no,
No way.
no,
what,
no way.
75
No
mil
way.
on Van
I
Dijk.
thought it was toppy, but
Yeah.
I thought I know
He was
he's
come
perfect
class.
for
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
But the price was toppy.
yeah,
Yeah,
but the
inflated
market
market.
was.
It's
There you
inflated
go.
market.
There you go. The market at the time was inflated.
Yeah.
We had no choice but to pay for that. Pay over the
We
odds.
needed it.
We needed defender, and now look at.
Yeah, no, he's proved
Yeah.
right. That's what I mean. For me, he's a genius. But I do think that was toppy at the time, guys.
I think United fans said.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I wonder if they still feel the same now.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was a lot of tweets about Van Dijk coming to Liverpool for that amount of money.
No, look. What I'm saying is at the time, it's all well and good. We can sit here now in 2020 and say, "Oh, obviously it wasn't." But saying at the time, even a Liverpool fan would think, "We're paying over the odds here."
No, I still feel
I'm
because how we did it as well. I thought, okay, we kind of deserved it. We were pretty much tapping up Southampton players, so we deserved it. We had to be humble. We had to pay the extra to make it done.
So when Klopp came in, did you guys believe that he could bring a title home?
Yes,
I was 50-50 at the time.
I was 100%.
Would you?
I know what the things he done at Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, he made Royce, what's his name, The one that scored the winner in the World Cup for Germany. What's his name
Closer.
again? No, not
No,
Cole.
it's
The,
not.
the younger one.
Oh, Goetze.
Goetze, yeah, exactly. He made them into superstars, you know. So I thought when he came over to Liverpool, we would get Liverpool going again. He said within 4 years, I'm going to win the cup. And what did he do? 4 years.
Yeah, I think that's something why I rate Klopp as well. It's the case that if you look at the teams where he's been at, they haven't been. It's not shining down what Pep Guardiola has done, but Pep Guardiola's had it right. He's been at clubs that were already successful,
Yeah.
and
Had
already
money.
winning things. They already had money.
Exactly.
Where Klopp's come to a sleeping giant, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was just a good fit. When you look at how Dortmund played,
Yes.
they were formidable from being, a team in the shadow.
Yeah.
So he's definitely. I mean, we talk about signings as well. So I would say that the three main signings that he's sort of taken time and he's waited. We talk about Alisson, we talk about Van Dijk, but also Keita. And I think Keita's gonna be a big player.
Serious?
I actually think he's gonna be that Coutinho replacement.
What?
And I'm gonna put it out there early.
Wow.
I think he's gonna be big.
So that's actually, I had a question about that because I wanted to know what you lot thought, and I was expecting you lot to be like, I'm not really feeling him.
I'm feeling Keita 100%, but there's sometimes where he needs to do a bit more for, when we're going forward for Liverpool, he needs to do a bit more. I can't.
So
A good player, don't get me wrong, very good player.
You see small glimpses of him.
Yes,
But
exactly.
I do think he needs to get that fitness up. He's been struggling with the same groin injury.
is that what it is? It's the groin injury.
Yeah, and he gets to a certain form, then he gets injured, then he's got to start again. We're all footballers, so we know it can take muscle injuries take time to come back.
Yeah.
It's the same with like Joe Gomez. I knew that's going to take him a bit of time to get back into it, and now look at him.
Yeah, he's.
But they don't really, not a lot of people talk about him. That's a bit of a frustrating thing as well for me, because I know obviously Van Dijk, obviously at the back, solid, but Gomez, his pace is very, very good advantage for us at the back because there's a lot of fast strikers and he's always there behind Van Dijk when the cookie crumbles, but he's always there to obviously pick up the little few pieces and all that. But he's a very good defender, and I think he should be the first choice for England
100%.
in the Euros.
100%.
And Gareth needs to make some decisions going forward because, but you know how it is with politics. and football
Just about to say that
and
politics.
all of that stuff.
Yeah, it is.
But if Gomez has been influential in getting Liverpool to where they are now, then you have to start him.
You have to start it.
Who do you, because Maguire's gonna be the other one,
Maguire's
isn't
the
it?
number one. Yeah.
And then you can argue that Gomez is better than Maguire. You could argue that.
Yes, I would.
But Maguire's gonna play.
yeah, of course.
So, but who else should really come in and replace Gomez? Tyrone Mings,
Not
Keane.
quite there yet.
Nah,
Kane's done.
I don't like Keane.
Stones is done out
No,
here.
Stones is done now.
Stones is finished
No,
now.
it's finished.
Who else is
No
there
one else
really? Phil Jones.
No, Jesus.
You better say Smalling.
Jesus.
To be fair, Smalling,
He's done
he's
well.
doing well in
He's
things. So
doing
he
well,
could
man.
well get a call
Yeah,
up. He
of
won't
course
though
he could.
because he's not playing in England.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
I think-
but you're saying that Sancho gets called up.
yeah, but Sancho's
He's
an
special.
attacking special.
I
Yeah,
know, but-
and look, Smalling's done his time at the international. You know what I mean? He's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, it's not.
So really, you can't look past Gomez. Really, you know, that's what I think anyway.
Quality defender. Absolutely.
I mean, I said in our group, I said Gomez is up there,
Mm.
and Spurs fan, a lot of people laughed at me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm telling you, Gomez is up there. He's
Definitely.
like on the same level as like those Spurs defenders now.
100%.
You know,
Oh, of course
they
it is.
laughed.
100%.
That's why we can play a high line. Because he's got the pace.
The pace,
to-
exactly.
to
And he
get
was
behind.
good last season as well.
Yes.
Before he got
Up
injured.
till
Before
Burnley.
Yeah, before he got injured,
That's right.
Yeah.
he was good. Gomez is a good player.
That was
man.
our best clean sheet run when we had Gomez and Van Dijk.
And you need, look, you're going to have a quality defender in Van Dijk, but he still needs a partner.
Definitely. He can't do it all on his own.
Can't
can
do it
he?
all on his
Can't
own.
do it all on his own.
And in a title-winning team, centre-back partnership needs to be on
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
And that's what you've got now. And that's why I did say, even on my Everyone's a Pundit podcast, beginning of the season when we was talking about signings and City, and I said it, City, they're gonna they're going to regret not signing a replacement for Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
Cool that.
Now, I didn't know that Laporte was going to get injured, obviously, but still, even if Laporte was playing all season, you need to replace that man.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you can't. And this is sort of a quick segue into another point that I wanted to discuss with you. Lot is, for me, you always have to be improving. Even if you go the season unbeaten, someone will say, "Oh, how do you improve on that?" You can always improve.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where do Liverpool improve now, going forward, on what you can achieve this season?
Possibly a creative midfielder, if that. Maybe a striker, out and out striker. Timo Werner has been mentioned. I think we will get him in the summer, personally. That's probably it.
But what you're forgetting is our youth, our up and comings. For instance,
Yeah.
Nico Williams. He is on the same, not the same, but he's just behind Trent Arnold. He does the same things as Trent Arnold does. Runs up and down the wing.
And his delivery.
And delivery is second to none as well. And then you've got Curtis Jones. He's only 19. He was captain in the FA Cup against Shrewsbury. You know.
Scored a couple of goals in the cup as
Exactly.
well.
That's saying something about a player being the captain. And then you've got Harvey Elliott, 16. Unbelievable player. I reckon in the future he will be the one to take over from Salah.
Reckon?
Yeah. I reckon he will be. He's that good. The potential to be a good quality player is there. Harvey Elliott he's an unbelievable player, and he's only 16, and he's doing little tricks and little flicks here and there. Like, he's not scared. Klopp has told him to go out there and just express yourself and be yourself, and that's from the first team all the way down to the youth team. As you can see, that the confidence is sky high at the club. So there's a lot
We
of
do
youth.
have quite a lot of good youth. Shay OJ is not bad as well at Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Even Wilson, I don't think he's going to
No,
get into the
I
team,
don't
but
think he will. He will be sold next season. I think he will be going to Bournemouth. If Bournemouth want him, that is. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Woodburn, that's a guy that's forgotten.
Mm.
You know, he's quality as well.
He is.
So do you think that's the route that you guys may go down?
bit of a balance,
Is bringing in some youth
Yep.
as opposed to dipping in the market and
Correct.
spending the big 100 mil?
Yeah, we won't do what Man United or Chelsea City do. We'll
Yeah.
always buy players that have the right mindset. If you look at the signings,
Yes.
Yeah.
they're all very peaceful,
Mm-hmm.
even religious,
Mhm.
you can say.
Yep.
You know, they're all about
Level-headed.
level-headed, about the family. They got morals.
That's
I
right.
think he goes deeper in how he signs players.
Correct.
And it's important because I think that's definitely an issue that we've had at United with our recruitment strategy is the type of person that we brought in since Fergie's gone. But sometimes you do still need that X factor,
Yes.
as in you went and spent 75 mil on Van Dijk because you had that X factor. So it may come a time where you may need to sign that special player if you then lose a special player, like Salah, for example.
That's it.
Mbappe.
So
It's going to happen.
you reckon?
It's going to happen.
Do you reckon? When? Next
Not
season?
next season, maybe within 2 years, but I think it will be at the detriment of Salah going that way.
Yeah.
Or selling Salah will probably get
Yeah.
him. If we win the Premier League and the Champions League, I think there's no one that we can't
Everybody
get.
want to come to us if we win.
I think everyone already wants to come to
Yeah,
us.
correct.
You
That's
reckon?
different.
Yeah.
I think so.
I reckon Sancho
Yeah.
definitely 100% wants to come to us.
So that's it. Actually, I wanted to touch on Sancho.
Yes.
Because I read somewhere
Mhm.
that City,
Mm.
they could be like 70 million down from not being in the Champions League now,
Correct.
70 million euros.
Yeah.
And they're going to be having less sponsorship from the Etihad, so they could be down 60 million euros, 30 million euro fine
And they have
for
to
not.
be even careful with FFP as
Yeah.
well.
Exactly. Chelsea are worried about FFP.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Spurs still spending on their stadium, or still paying off their stadium, sorry. And United and Arsenal, if we don't finish in the Champions League, then that might be harder to sign a player. So is Liverpool that place for Sancho then?
But also, we've signed up with Nike, the biggest deal.
Yeah.
That's money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, the
how much
court
is it?
case
How much
with
is it?
it's the biggest
Mm.
kit deal, Nike
Yeah,
deal.
biggest night,
And
yeah.
Sancho's Nike.
Ah.
So is Mbappe.
So is Mbappe.
So
There's a
what-
lot of big players on Nike.
It's exciting times
It's a
for
wrap.
Liverpool.
It's a wrap. It's done.
so in the Liverpool world,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you, so
Yeah,
you lot think that you lot can get them type of right, well, mashing up. These men are getting excited in here, boy. Talk about Sancho and Mbappe now, man. Start beating up all the equipment. So do you lot think that this because I had a discussion about this on Everyone's a Pundit, and some Arsenal fans and there's some other fans then from the feedback that we got still think that you don't need to win another title to then really attract them sort of players. But you don't think you can attract them now?
We can attract them now.
I think we can attract them now, but I think Klopp will be sensible in terms of, again, the personality. Yeah. If they're a potential bad egg, he's not going to have that.
But the money as well. Mbappe and Sancho alone is 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah. But we can do that.
But you have to sell first.
No, we don't, because we didn't have a big spending spree in the summer.
We didn't really spend anything.
We bought that Dutch player. What's his name?
Yeah, the kid Van
Hayk, Hamburg or something.
17 years old.
Yes, 6 million or something like that. It was. We didn't really spend that much.
Just spending it.
So with money coming in from potentially winning the title. And then obviously
you're going to win the title.
And
don't try and fall back now. You've already done said on here that you're winning the title.
Listen, from winning the title,
there you go.
Okay, there's going to be more income coming in, obviously revenue and so on. So there will be money there to buy players, and everyone want to come play for a club.
Right. What do you lot think about? So when I was talking about your Shaqiris and all of that before, my personal view is that you've got this great system and you've got players that never get injured. And it's...
You can't say that.
The odd injury here or there. Like, Mane's back already. I'm like, I was expecting him to be out for a little while. I see him playing this out.
But it's not our fault that we had a winter break. So that was an extra week off, you know?
Man, you lot don't ever seem to be without your top players.
Fabinho. How long was he out for?
Couple of months.
Exactly.
Is Fabinho?
Yes, he is.
He is.
100%. He's the sixth.
So who's your midfield
Henderson
three
nearly
there?
got moved away because of Fabinho.
But Henderson, you can't
You
drop
can't
him.
drop
He has
him.
to play now.
Henderson is. So you got
It's a
Henderson,
sure thing.
Fabinho. You lot are talking about
Ronaldo.
Genie.
So where's this cater that you was bigging up not too long ago?
But it's rotation. We've got the depth.
No,
We've got
so-
Ox as well.
Yes.
So
what would be your first choice three?
Ronaldo, for me, Ronaldo, Henderson and Fabinho.
Ronaldo, Henderson, and Fabinho.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd agree.
Yeah, that would be my
Ronaldo, Henderson. So Keita. So this guy you was trying to big up
But I still think he will. I think he's not
He
there
just needs a
yet.
bit more time.
He needs more time.
to displace who?
Maybe Genie.
Yeah,
And Genie does a lot of box to box. He won't be able to play every single game.
That's right.
So there'll be rotation, just like the Ox. Ox will come in, and I think Keita, Ox, Genie are a little bit different from Henderson and Fabinho. They can get forward as well.
What's your thoughts on Lallana? Because I think there's a prospect that he may be.
he'll move on in the summer. He'll either go to even Arsenal are looking at him, Tottenham are looking at him.
Serious? He's going to be 32 in the
Leicester
summer.
as well.
Yeah, Leicester are looking at him as well.
Leicester, yeah. Because they're
So-
talking about potentially losing the Maddison. He could replace.
Because he was going to Man United, doesn't he?
See, there's talk about Maddison, Grealish, and all of that. I don't get involved.
I can't see Maddison leaving Leicester.
I don't believe it. He just
They
signed a
don't
new
need-
contract,
yeah,
didn't
they
he?
don't need the money.
And he's guaranteed first team every game.
I think it depends on maybe what
where
they do.
United finish as
Yeah,
well.
Leicester going to finish in the top four.
Yeah,
They
100%.
definitely got Champions League next season.
Yeah,
So I don't
100%.
see why he leaves
Exactly, I wouldn't leave.
I think you guys will get Grealish.
there. More like a Grealish, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be cheap.
Because Aston Villa will get relegated. He must play in the Prem.
Yeah.
So,
He's already.
They won't get relegated.
you don't reckon?
No.
I think they will. They're not good as you think
No,
they
I think
are.
it's not going.
No.
I can't see
Okay.
it.
Mm.
Too much fight. Grealish is too special.
I know he's too special, but
There's only so much one man can do, though.
exactly. Can't do it all on his own.
Gerald won the FA Cup. That was one man.
That's different. That's different special there. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, and one man can break it down as well with a snip in it.
Wow.
One man can mash up the whole sum team.
How many points Man United?
Yeah.
30.
We're not even gonna get
Oh,
into
okay.
it.
Which
Yeah.
Manchester? Which Manchester?
So I'm talking about.
You idiots. So, how easy do you think it's? Because I always think it's hard to bring in quality into a situation where you're gonna have to rotate. It's not easy to bring. Like you're talking about the characters, because you may have to bring in somebody that's gonna sit on the bench.
Yeah.
How do you then improve on the squad? So I think you guys already said it's probably going to be the youth and maybe one star player or
Well, we've got in January we bought Minamano.
Minamano, yeah.
So Minamino, sorry.
Minamino.
So he will obviously bred into the team itself. He still needs a bit of time getting adjusted to the Premiership life. But you know what? He will be a very good player once he gets his his foot on the ground. He'll be an absolutely quality
He'll
player.
probably take over from Origi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Origi. But I think he's got more class than Origi, if you know what I mean. Because when he played against us in the Champions League against Salzburg,
he was awesome.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know.
Origi, do you think he will move on?
I think so.
I wouldn't want him to.
I don't want him to.
I think he's a great impact player for us. You know, when the chips are down and he comes on, for instance, in the final last season in the Champions League, he was, he came on.
And the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
He did. Is this his level, or can he achieve more? Because I think that's what it comes down to, isn't it? If he believes that he can do more, then he needs to move on. You can't just be a big part player.
Yeah, I'm not.
Even if you're in a title-winning team. Maybe if I was him, I probably would collect my medals and then say, yeah, let me go. At least I can look back and say I was a part of this team.
Yeah, exactly. And he
played a part in winning the Champions League last season, and he's played his part in winning the league. But he probably needs to move on.
I wouldn't like to. I hope he
doesn't.
doesn't.
I hope he doesn't. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does get sold. He's a good guy.
So, if you could sign one player in the summer, one player and one player only, who would it be and why?
Go on, you first, my friend. Must get some.
For me, it probably would be Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Just because he can play in that front three as well, and he's an out-and-out striker. I think Firmino potentially could be put back in the 10, and it can still work. But I think he's young, and I think he'll be okay not to necessarily be starting straight away.
Okay.
I think we'll have the right mindset
to be in a team that's going to be rotating and for him to bed then push for a place. Yeah.
For me, Sancho. I think he could go along any of the front three itself. He fits Klopp's style of play. Unbelievable player, great touch, can finish. He's just got the same mentality. For me, he looks like he's got the same mentality as Firmino. It's just hold the ball up, bring players into space, bring them into the game as well. I think he's got that very great potential to be for us.
Okay, so you get Jadon Sancho. He's not going to be like what Sai was saying about Werner, happy to come in and sit on and ride bench or be rotated. So then who are you saying that he comes in and replaces?
I think he would. The way Klopp is, I think he would be happy with the rotating itself because he'll be coming into a title-winning team. He would have to learn before obviously trying to get into the team straight away. Not everyone's a superstar. Not everyone's obviously place is safe in the team, but he just needs to obviously come in, see what Liverpool's all about. He'll get his chance. Obviously, there's going to be times where he won't be playing all the time and so on, but like every other player, it will be a rotation.
He's young as well.
Exactly, he's 19. He's 19.
20.
Exactly.
So I think he will. I think once the player speaks to Klopp, I think that's it.
Once you get that little hug,
this is where you lot are living under this Liverpool cloud now, people. You can see it. You can see how this cloud is affecting their brains. You don't go for £100 million or whatever the fee will be to come into a club and ride
the
bench.
Market these days.
Yeah, but you don't
do?
spend that type of money to bring somebody in to be a rotation player.
Can I just say something? Man United.
No.
Let me just say something quickly. Man United used to sub Pogba, put him on the bench, and he's your most expensive player. And
the managers know they're not there anymore for that stupid reason.
I understand that, but still,
you don't do that. But when he came in, that first season, Pogba wasn't getting sold. I mean, wasn't getting rotated, wasn't getting subbed.
Yeah.
It's like everybody actually forgets about that first season that Pogba was actually here, going on like he hasn't had any good times. That was a good first season for everybody involved in Manchester United. It was a good first season. It was
for you, not for me.
Obviously, not for you. I said everybody involved in Manchester United.
You came second that one, is it?
No. We won the Europa that year, so we came fifth. Won the Europa to get in the Champions League and won the League Cup. And that's a good first
Yeah,
season. Do you know what I mean? Under Jose, everybody, we had Zlatan. You know, everyone was cool. And then the next season it all went pear. But going back to Jadon Sancho and Liverpool, you just do not spend that type of money on a talent like Jadon Sancho for him to then come in and be a rotation player. That's not going to happen.
I hear that.
Jack.
I do agree with you to a certain extent, but at the same time, I think
You agree with me to the full extent. You just don't want to.
well, 70%, but you know,
85.
But he's young at the same
Exactly.
time. He's still young. It's not like he's 23, 24, 25 that you can say, like, I'm expecting to just get it. He's coming to a Premiership winning team.
Exactly. And you can't put the pressure on a 19-year-old kid to come out and perform every week. That's not fair. You know, at the end of the day,
But he's performing already. He's
Premier
not.
League's a different animal.
it's
bro.
a different pair.
We all know that. It's
Some-
a different
Yeah,
animal.
I agree with that.
Look at Fabinho. It took him, 2-3 months before he even started.
Now look at him.
And we
Top
paid
player.
50 something million for him.
Top player.
And that was straight away after we lost the Champions League, and we bought him straight
Straight away.
away the next day.
So, guys, would you lot take Coutinho back?
I would, 100%. I would.
Ooh.
But for a cut price though.
Ian, cut price,
Yeah, it
yeah.
has to be like 60 or 60,
Nah,
70 million.
it has to be 40 mil because his loyalty is out the window now. All the fans know that he tried to make a move away from Liverpool. You know, he didn't want to play for us anymore.
Not try to.
He did. Yeah, I know, he did. He
Man
did.
kicked, boy.
Yeah, I know, he kicked. he kicked.
He is regretting it ever since.
Yeah,
Look at
look
him
at
at
that.
Barcelona. Now he's at Bayern
He
Munich.
was struggling at Munich.
Imagine that, boy. You leave.
Klopp said we're going to struggle.
So when Klopp came, he had him, is it? He left under Klopp.
He
Didn't he?
left
under
under
Klopp.
Klopp.
Klopp said, I don't want you to leave.
We'll make a statue from out of.
If
We'll
you
make a
stay.
statue for you.
Yeah, if you stay,
If you
you'll be a
stay, there
legend.
will be a statue made for you. You didn't want to listen. And then he obviously played us in the Champions League semi-final. And look what happened.
He didn't even finish the game, that game, if I remember correctly.
Did he not?
No, I think he got yanked up.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I know
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
early as well.
Yeah, he did. And we didn't have Firmino or Salah that game either. So.
You know, like, I'm very big
So
on.
he had injuries.
Yeah, I remember someone messaging me.
Or 3-0 down against
When we were
Barca.
3-0 down against Barca, someone was messaging me saying, "You're not." Who is that?
It wasn't me.
Oh, was it not you?
No, that weren't me. I
sure?
won't do stuff like that.
You sure?
I'm not like you lot.
Sam,
sure?
Are you sure, Sam?
I'm experienced.
Sam,
I'm experienced.
no,
I will not get it.
Sam,
I will not do that ahead of
Sam,
the
do you remember on your Insta that you
I'm sure you did
you
say
did? Remember you tagged me in it? Ian, I can't get in contact
No.
with you. Oh,
Yeah,
I've got
remember
it.
that? I remember you took to
And then,
Ian.
don't you remember
What, the
that?
3-0?
Yes, yes.
I don't think.
I'll show you later anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the
It
3-0.
was. It
the
was a
3-0.
3-0.
You know why? Because when Barca didn't get that fourth, I think it was Dembele went through
Yeah.
to make it 4-0,
Yeah.
and he fluffed it.
Yeah.
There was always somewhere in the back of my mind that says, you know what,
No.
this is
No,
gonna be
no,
next
no.
to
We
you.
were
Senpai.
radio silent.
Senpai.
And he was
Trust-
missing.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
you kept calling him out.
Thank you.
You called him
Thank
on
you.
WhatsApp,
Thank you.
Insta.
Don't you remember when I put that in? Someone went, "Hug, call me, Leah, call me,
Call me,
call me,
please."
Sam, call me."
I know you
call
remember.
me.
I know
Okay,
you remember.
Call me, Sam, call me.
Oh,
I didn't get
God.
no call. You know.
Yeah, he did. So Coutinho, you wouldn't.
I'm 50-50. No, I think he would upset the camp.
I'm
No.
thinking, why would you take him
Nah.
back?
We're doing so well at the
He's
moment.
not the same player
Nah.
because you're going off the nostalgia type of thing now. What he did before, he's not been good, or he's not been able to make it
That's
work at
poor.
Barca. Or
Bayern.
so then, what type of player does he then come back for you? Lot, you just don't know. Do you know what I mean? So we've already talked about Keita, which I wanted to.
Mhm.
How long does Salah have left, guys? Yeah, at Anfield. How long?
2 years, maybe?
Yeah, I think he'll want to win another league with us. Maybe another Champions League. He's done. He will move on. Eventually, he will move into Barcelona
Or Real Madrid, yeah. I think it'll be mutual as well. I think
Yeah.
it'll be like, have one more season, so have one more season, and then we'll let him go. Because he's what, 27, 28?
Yeah.
So-
These players, they're not going to come and stay at clubs for however many years.
That's when Sancho will come into place. If we were to get Sancho,
or your Mbappe.
oh yeah,
Well,
Mbappe.
I think that's when Mbappe will come.
Okay. So with the same type of question, how long do you think Klopp stays at Liverpool?
Well, he's got 4 years. He's
Yeah.
got another 4 years. He signed the contract for 4
4
years.
years.
And he will
He will
see.
fulfill
He'll,
that.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
he
he's
will.
like that.
And after that, have a little bit of a break for a little
So
while,
that's a long enough time for him to really lay the foundation
and put a
down.
legacy for Liverpool.
So you don't reckon? Well, you've got no reason, I guess, to not think that you lot can win the league again next season.
I think we can, because with but the disadvantage, it depends on if all the players at Man City stay or if Pep goes, because it could be an advantage for Man City at the end of the day, because if they're not in the Champions League, they've got just the league to concentrate on, and that could give them a bit of a
Chelsea
push.
won it.
Yeah,
Same situation.
Exactly.
Exactly. Done it as well.
so
I think Chelsea is the one to look out for next season.
You're always hyping on about this.
I'm not sure about
you know.
Chelsea because I don't think Abraham is the mate. He's not. He's not that.
They don't think
no.
that, but they will spend big. You've seen it already. They're gonna spend
They go.
big in the
Oh, they
summer.
bought the Ajax guy.
They haven't. They've
Yeah,
sold a load of players, so they've generated their own income,
Mm.
and they've already got a backlog of income anyway. They've hardly spent.
Yeah, you're always talking about Chelsea.
I'm telling you, they've got a good team now.
So you think that they could be your closest challengers next season?
Yes,
Really?
it always happens with Chelsea. You've seen it. It always happens.
Yeah, but history don't always repeat
No,
itself.
exactly.
You know, you don't always. You never win the league, and now you're gonna win the
Okay.
league.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it comes to an end. You know what I mean?
No, I strongly believe. I think they'll definitely be part of that title race. Chelsea, I think.
Well, boy, I think with City, it can work and it can go a few different ways, innit? You know, not being in the Champions League, players they may be like, you know, if this is the 2 years not being in the Champions League is a big thing.
Big team, man.
They may appeal
They've
and
got
get that,
egos as
you
well.
know, yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Pep not being in it.
Yeah, he's not. Gonna
This
stay.
this
Because
could
that's what Man City bought. Pep
for-
him.
yeah to win the Champions League.
You know, because they've already won the league with previous
Bare
managers and so.
managers.
Do you know what I mean? That's minor.
Yeah.
It's what they wanted is the Champions League.
and they're not getting close to it.
Exactly. Do you know what I
So
mean?
it's going to be interesting to see what happens next season.
Mm.
But we're going to wrap up in a minute, guys.
Mhm.
So just fire on to some last questions.
Okay.
So what would your starting 11 be if your starting 11 on paper? To be honest, you've more or
It
less
speaks
said
for
the
itself.
three you already mentioned. That was probably the only question mark. You said Fabinho,
Mhm.
Henderson, and
Ronaldo.
Wijnaldum at the moment. So then at the back you've got Trent.
Trent. Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson. You got Alisson at the back,
Yeah.
and the front three
Front
just
three
speaks for
speaks for
itself.
itself,
You know, Firmino, Salah, and Mane. You know.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to fire some quick questions at you guys, and then we're going to wrap up for today.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to wrap up for this Liverpool edition of Fans View. So, who's your favourite Liverpool player of all time? Ruben,
Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard.
Just the way he bought, won the Champions League on his own. Steven Gerrard is just unbelievable player. Better than Scholes. Just all-round play is just is just unbelievable for me. Steven Gerrard.
Side?
It used to be John Barnes. That's why I support Liverpool. But I have
Yeah,
to say
me too.
Steven Gerrard.
Why? Why do you have to say?
Because that's more recent. I saw more of Gerrard.
Okay.
I guess, but John Barnes was still my idol. Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
the
John
reason-
Barnes is up there.
He's the reason why I support Liverpool. But yeah, Steven Gerrard. I mean, I'm not sure if you listened to Michael Owen's podcast with Jamie Carragher, and he played with Scholes, and he said pound for pound, Steven Gerrard is the best player.
Yeah, but you say that like there's not.
And he said non-biased.
No, but you say that like there's other non-biased players that have played with both or played against them or played with them that have said Scholes. That don't make sense.
He said Steven
You know?
Gerrard's better.
Steven Gerrard was better.
Steven Gerrard's not better
He
than
was,
Scholes.
he was.
You know, he's not better.
Scholes was a great passer.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
find you,
See,
but he's the worst tackler.
Worst
Wait a minute.
tackler.
Wait a minute.
Worst.
So who is this? So this is Michael Owen,
Yes.
and you just said unbiased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbiased.
Yeah, because he played for Man United and Liverpool.
Played for
didn't
Man
he?
United.
Mate.
He did. You know.
Michael
Alex-
Owen is the weirdest guy on the planet because he hates Man United. He hates Man United, so I don't understand
But he
why
won
he
the
played
league
for us.
with you, though. He won the league with you.
I don't understand why Michael Owen come to us because he hates us. When
Okay.
you saw when Rashford scored that penalty
Mhm.
against PSG in the studio, Rio Ferdinand's going sick.
Mm.
Michael Owen is sitting there fuming. So don't talk to me about unbiased, yeah? I tell you unbiased. Kieran Dyer, unbiased. You read his book,
Right.
and he says he's played with both of them,
Yeah.
Gerrard and Scholes,
Mm.
and he says Scholes is the best midfielder to ever play for England. Yeah. So that's unbiased. That's when we talk about unbiased. These Liverpool man and their cloud, you know. Jesus, shut them down. Anyway, what's your best moment? I'll start with you, Si. What's your best Liverpool moment today?
Istanbul. That still, I'm not gonna lie, I cried.
You cried.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shed two tears.
Yeah, shed tears.
Me too.
You too.
Yeah.
Me too. Like,
Yeah.
when we won the Champions League, that year, was it 2005, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The next day, I went up to Liverpool the next morning for that parade. That was unbelievable. I stayed up there for 6 days. I stayed up there 6 days. Yeah, 6 days. My boss was like, "All right, you've won the Champions League. Okay, just stay up there. Just go and enjoy the moment." Yeah, that is my greatest moment. And I saw the Champions League trophies. Well, we went to the Liverpool tour as well, and we saw the Champions League trophy, the 5th one there. You know, that is mine.
I must say, Ruben he gets to Liverpool often. He is
I love
about
it,
that
man.
life.
I love going to the games. You know, it's just the whole atmosphere. The whole thing. I've been to
But
3 games this season.
Be sure, people, yeah, that when Liverpool are no longer winning and I have another one of these podcasts, he will not be here. Mans will not see him. He won't be on WhatsApp. He won't be on Instagram. He won't even turn up for work. He goes missing. Everyone sees him now because Liverpool are winning every week. But when Liverpool have a bad week, you do not see him.
Well, I've been
for
around
days.
for the last 2 years, so what can anyone say? You know, I've been here.
When you lost 3-0 to Barca, you weren't around. You went missing for 2 weeks.
Okay, but when we won 3 or 4-0, where were you?
Yeah,
I
was there, man. I was
No,
there.
you
I'm
weren't there.
always
You was
there.
not
I'm
there.
always
You
there.
was not there. You was not there.
Quick, another one. Trent or Robertson? Which is the better fullback?
Oh, Trent.
As a defender.
No, I don't want to hear.
No, I want to give my bit. This is the Liverpool show, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Right. For me, the defending side, Robertson. Track going up and down itself, Trent. But overall, I would say Robertson, because Robertson has a good delivery still, and he can defend. I think he defends better than Trent at the moment.
I think Trent's going to win the Player of the Year.
No, I
I
think.
think he's put it on the map.
What
He's
player of the
just
year?
like-
What for in the Premier League? Yeah, I
He's up there.
think Hendo will win it. I really do think Hendo can win.
They love Henderson.
No,
Yeah.
I think.
They'll give it
I
to
think he's
Hendo.
done well, but I think it's a little bit more emotionally based. Sadio Mane deserves it more than him.
Yes. Okay.
100%.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
100%. You know, but I just think Trent, for his age and what he's transformed that position.
Yeah, he has.
He's transformed that position in the Liverpool team.
I suppose so. Yeah, in the system.
I'm telling you,
Yeah, in
Trent
the
could
system.
not come to Man United and do what he does.
Okay, so you're saying
Your
that
strikers
Trent
will
is
score
better.
more.
You saying Wan-Bissaka's better than Trent?
Wan-Bissaka's a better defender than Trent. Trent is
Yeah,
better
agreed.
going forward.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is Trent,
System.
in your system where you effectively play your wide men, your fullbacks as wide men.
Yeah.
When you watch them play, they're not really defenders.
Yeah.
They're Beckham.
Yeah.
He's a Beckham.
He's like a Beckham.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he comes to Man United and he plays in our system, where you see Wan-Bissaka has to do so much defending and
Yeah.
tracking back, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And that's why I prefer Robertson personally.
That's
I
what I
prefer
said.
Robertson
Exactly, that's what I
as an overall because for me Trent has this amazing delivery, the Beckham type delivery.
But Robertson
But
has a
some-
delivery as well.
and this is why I say overall because Robertson's got a delivery and he's a better defender.
Yeah.
Trent is not a great defender,
No, he's
and then
not.
he may get better.
You see him getting better. He's
Yeah.
getting better.
He probably will get better, but at the moment he's not the best defensively,
No.
and he doesn't have to be. You don't have to be in
Yeah.
your team. You know
He's
what I
like
mean?
Not,
It's like
not
the
the way
captain,
the
isn't
system works. He doesn't have
The
to.
way your system
Yeah.
works. And then you see when a team can get past the press, can get past those first two waves, the attack and the defence, then you can get opened up. Because even Norwich yesterday, if they have a little bit more quality about
Yeah,
them,
of course.
there was 1 or 2 where they got past it. It doesn't happen often, but they can get through, and then you're left exposed. But it's just that the system is so effective that these teams, no one can't get past it. And then you tweak it a little bit when you play your Man Cities and your better teams.
right.
But so last one is no, 2 more actually. Who's your best player or your most influential player currently? Who's the main man for you guys?
At the moment, for me, I would say Firmino. For me, without him in the front three, it wouldn't work properly. He makes it tick. He's the cog of the front three. He holds up the ball well, brings the players into play as well. He's the most unselfish player that we've got at the club. So for me, I would say Firmino is very influential. Without scoring too many goals, he still is always there, helping.
Always. Yeah, it's that Firmino, Sadio, and Van Dijk, even Anderson as well. I'll probably say Van Dijk. I just think you take him out, that's half the we're nowhere near. He's the one player that we cannot. We replace Alisson. Let's have it right. He's a poor keeper. Well, he's decent, agent, but Van Dijk is like, if he goes, we ain't the champion.
Okay. Thoughts one of you that may say Mane, but
I was thinking Mane, but we've managed without Mane.
Yeah, true.
Where I just think you take Van Dijk at that team.
Yeah.
Or even Firmino, because they're very two irreplaceable players, man. Do you know what I mean? Because he does a lot of doggy up front, a lot of dog up front, and not a lot of strikers and not a lot of number 9s these days do that.
He's different, but we've won games without Firmino.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. I just think we haven't really experienced that
without Van Dijk.
I just think our levels dropped substantially.
So, last question, boys. What would it mean to you to win the league?
You go first.
Man, you need to think on it now.
Yeah, it's giving me goose pimples.
Jesus.
You will not cry. You will not cry. Yeah, just. I mean, the thing is, it feels like it's always about pride and walking the streets saying my team's better than your team, especially Man United. But my fear, like when we had Champions League final against Spurs, I was just thinking, as much as I actually don't mind Spurs, I just hate the fans.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, if we lose, that's a whole year that we can never say anything to them. And it's the same thing, like right now, because we won, no one can't say anything to us.
Nothing.
So for us to win the league, it just makes us immortal.
Yes, it does.
Like, we're excluded of the little mini petty arguments that Man United, Arsenal, Spurs had.
Exactly.
So that's what it means.
And we're just sitting on top, just watching you lot all argue. The Arsenal,
Isn't it cute? It
is good. In the groups, they're all arguing with each other, cussing. And we're just there, just like, oh, whatever,
I hope the camera's on Sam right now.
Yes,
Look at his face. He's burning up.
This must have hurt him today.
He's burning.
Hurt him today to have the Liverpool shot. But you know what? He's a good man. He's done well. Come May.
Got me pedantic.
Come May, I'm going to rinse him. I'm going to rinse him. You should come. Experience a real celebration.
You know what, boy? Look, I have to say, I hate Liverpool. I hate Liverpool. And what really gets me is that I've always been a humble United fan. People that know me from back in the year, I've been a humble United fan where I would only give it if people are giving it to me. But it got to a point where we was winning it so often that sometimes it's just like, we've won it again, we've won it again. And then now when you see what's this happened since Fergie's gone, it's just like,
appreciate even more.
Trust me.
You? Exactly.
Appreciate even more the glory years that we actually had. And then to see, I'm just hoping that watching you lot lift the league, and watching you lot lift the trophy, gives those guys at bloody Old Trafford a kick up that they need to say this can't continue, because we can't continue like this now. And you lot have done well.
You set the trend.
You lot have done well. As I said, I rate your manager.
Thank you.
I think the system that you lot play is brilliant.
Thank you.
I don't think the football is exceptional, but in all honesty,
it's not as exciting as last season.
Yeah. But look,
but we're just more solid. We're just more solid.
Yeah,
this season. That's what it is.
I'm not a man. I love to watch great football. Don't get me wrong, but you play good enough football and you're winning games. That's the most important thing, is getting 3 points and getting to where you look. So yeah, man, at the end of the season, I know that mans are going to come for me. They're going to come to rinse me. And all I'm going to have to say is congratulations. You know what I mean? And then I'll give my point on everyone's a pundit. I'll give my views on that.
Thank you.
But you know what? I just want to thank you guys both for coming.
Pleasure.
This was the first, as I said, the first of Fans View, episode 1, Liverpool. I'm going to be doing more of these. So we're going to have a United one, Arsenal, Chelsea. We're going to do like a little mini series and see where it goes.
You can't have 4 hours show if it's going to be for Arsenal.
This has run on a little longer. These Liverpool man like to chat. But don't worry, I can find something to talk about with them Arsenal man as well. But no, I want to thank you guys for coming. I wanted to get you two because one thing about me, anyone will know, is I'm passionate about football. I'm passionate about Man United, and I like talking to other passionate fans because if you're not passionate, you just don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get it. You don't get why we get into arguments.
That's right.
By a certain time, I want to kill these two. But unless you're passionate, you just don't get it.
Exactly.
So
it's all bats, isn't it? You know?
No. Sometimes it goes beyond bats. It goes beyond bats. You know, when after what I did to him last year, his wife said I'm no longer invited to the kids' parties. You know what I mean? She wouldn't invite me to the parties no more. She saw her husband in turmoil, boy. But anyway, thank you guys for coming.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, Views TV Official on YouTube, and also on the Instagram and the Twitter @Views TV Official. Man. Until the next time, we're out. Peace.